Hey there, everybody. I just wanted to make this little video, drop this here, where something I've been thinking about for a little while, something that God kind of dropped into my spirit. You know, every year we read the Christmas story. We know the Christmas story, especially the book of Luke, chapter 2, but there's something in there that we probably don't think about, and we don't talk about as much. Luke chapter 2 verse 7 says, "And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn." Now that's a classic part of the story. There was no room in the inn, so they had to go to the the barn, the cave, the whatever, the stable out back somewhere. But that made me think that, is there room for Jesus in our lives? Christmas time, all the hustle and bustle of doing the shopping, going to relatives' houses, upholding these traditions, watching our favorite Christmas movies or TV shows, whatever, cooking, baking, making candy, doing all the stuff that we do. Is there room for Jesus in all of that? And I don't mean just going to church on Sunday morning and singing Silent Night and, just like, okay, we did our part. Is there room for Jesus in our everyday lives, and not just at Christmas, but all year long? We're so busy with jobs and with school and the kids' activities and trying to maintain relationships with our spouses or with our friends or with whoever, and doing all these things. And is there room in all of that for Jesus? Does he have a place in our hearts and our lives? Because in the book of Psalms, chapter 63, verse 1, it says, "Lord, I will seek you early," which some say that early interprets to eagerly. I will seek you eagerly, earnestly, longingly. And it goes on to say, "My soul longs for you in a dry and thirsty land where no water is." And then later on in chapter 63 of Psalms, it says, "I will meditate upon you as I lay upon my bed at night." It doesn't really matter if you take time out for Jesus in the morning, at night, before you go to bed, whenever, but it's important that we take time out for Jesus. Take time out to pray. Take time out to study your Bible. Take time, not just read, study your Bible. You can read, but if you just read and gloss over it, it's not going to stick. It's not going to be implanted. We need to study our Bibles. 2 Timothy says, or is it 1 Timothy? One of them, it says, "Study to show thyself approved." We have to study. You may not be able to tell chapter and verse where everything is found. I have trouble with that, knowing exactly. I can tell you probably who said it, or some things I may be able to tell you it's in Psalms or wherever, but we have to know what the Word says. It's important that we take time for that, and take time for Jesus. Take time, because if we just rush through our lives, rush through the Christmas holidays, rush through the rest of our year and the rest of our lives, and don't take time for Jesus, why would we expect him to have time for us in eternity? Take time for Jesus. There was no room for him in the inn because of the tax, the census, the whatever. All these people came from all over the place, filled up the inn. There was no room for him in the inn. Is there room for him in your heart and in your life? Or are you so full of other things that there's no room for him? Just something to think about. I hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. God bless you.